So I'm gonna do a better image of this. I actually need to put this in a put a piece of plastic over it to preserve it, because this is the first sheet that I started decoding back in February of 2012. This is where it all started. And you can see where this is February of 2012. A is the blood, B is house. C goes back to staff and sling, but it's a rich man chasing after a poor man to give him charity. D is the door, E is spirit. F is a hook or crook, right? G is Golgotha, H. I don't think at that time I had decoded them yet. K is worship. And so I drew a line where it was, so see, Palm Sunday. So the letter K is your hand, your palms up. It goes back to Phoenician script. M is water. That's an easy one. N is the snake and the fish. At that time, I didn't know it was the fish. And I had not decoded O and P at this time. And notice where I came down to Palm Sunday, and then I went up here. It also led to victory, trumpet. The oil of the palm tree, I guess, is what that was. And so it was like a rabbit hole of trying to. So then I decoded from here down, and then what I did is I started again, another row under here. And so to give him charity, that was charity. E goes back to the fullness of the Spirit. F was VAV, and WAW or WAV. G is number 7. F was also, I think, the stick or the weapon. So F, you follow it down here. G, Golgotha 7, it is finished. And so F, follow it down. Man's sin, he died for us. And notice the word C, I've got love here. H is like thread, it looks like, let's see. Courtyard. K is worship. The letter L goes back to go at. The conviction of the Holy Spirit, right? God is nudging you. It's like with a stick. God is nudging you. M is water. So the L at that time, I didn't know it represented God. EL is L. But I said Holy Spirit conviction. So I had this note here, seed of the woman, that goes back to this. And notice I got QRST, Christos, right? Christ, the church age. This represents the church age. I actually also took the alphabet and decoded the dispensations in the alphabet. UVW was 666. X is X goes back to marking, signature. But X is take up your cross. And at that time, I didn't have all the whole picture at that time. The letter Y goes back to saint and vessel. And actually the letter Y. The letter Y. So you got U, V, W, right? X, Y, Z. So Y is just a U. So this is E, W, E. The U, the dumb sheep, right? You have to be cut. And so there's your little cut. On this side, your mind is divided. On this side, you get your identity. And that equals the DVD disc. And so you're cut here. This is cut into what? A body double. A double. Double U. You move from this to this, then you learn to take up your cross, and you move from this to this based on a pole. So here's the pole, and here's the U. What is the pole? What Jesus did. You appropriate it by faith, and you rise up from just a ignorant sheep to standing upright. And then you stand, therefore, having your loins girt about with truth. Take up the shield of faith. You learn to fight the faith, because Z is a weapon. And Z is a boomerang. The Alpha and the Omega right there. Anyway, this was February of 2012. I need to seal this up so it doesn't get destroyed. That's where it all started. It's a bunch of scribble scrabble. Right here I've got the letter I, fulfilled the law and the prophets, right? I got the letter H, he preached to the spirits in hell. Now that's something I was decoding, because it's a ladder. Whether you climb down into hell or you climb to heaven, God is there. And so that H just goes back to a ladder. See that right there? He led captivity captive, right? So H is the number 8, which is eternity. It's pretty wild how it all started. And the letter C is like a staff. And the reason the letter C is a staff, because Moses so your boss has a bunch of staff to help. Moses had a staff to help him walk, and the staff is bent. Who is your real help, though? Moses had a staff. Your company has a staff. You rest on it. You depend on it. So who is the real help? Jesus is the real help. God is love, right? And so the letter C goes back to God, a rich man chasing a poor man down to give him the gospel, which is charity. Because the reality is, you're joint heirs. This is all yours. And they know that this is all yours. They know it's for you, and that's why they want to harass you and mess with you, you know. They want to steal your inheritance, but they don't want to go to Jesus. They want to steal it in the energy of the flesh, you know. There it is. That's where it all started. You can do this, but it takes a lot. You have to be dedicated. I mean, it's really off the roof.